What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about very confusing British customs. As Americans, we really have no idea what's going on with most of these British traditions and events and British customs, and today I'm excited to see if I can learn about and understand some of these things that are strictly a part of British culture that I've never really seen before. So I'm excited to watch this video, Top 10 British Customs That Totally Confuse Everyone Else, which probably includes me. So let's take a look.
Number 10. Punch and Judy.
Oh.
Once thought of as primarily a seaside entertainment, the Punch and Judy show can now be found at carnivals and family events across the country.
Wait a moment. Ho! Pause. Hold up. What is this? Puppets? It's kind of scary puppets between you and me. Is this like an integral part of British culture? How have I never encountered this before? This seems like it might be something that's kind of older. Punch and Judy? Is that the name of the puppets, the characters, or what exactly is, how did this become popular? I'm very confused, which, well, that's kind of the point of that's what the video promised, so great.
Entertainment, the Punch and Judy show can now be found at carnivals and family events across the country. The chaotic comedy puppet show began to gain popularity during the Renaissance period and remained a firm favourite with the British public well into the 20th century.
Really? This is at, like, festivals and fairs. I've seen, like, puppet show stuff like this in movies and television. Never in real life. Is this actually something that most British people have ran into? Like, at some point in their life? Like actually physically seen one of these in real life? Because I feel like that's the question I have. Is this an older thing, or is this the Punch and Judy show still going on to this day? I don't know.
Like the pantomime at Christmas, Punch and Judy tells a story using familiar stock characters and encourages audience participation. Mr. Punch is the star of the show. The squeaky-voiced anti-hero traditionally wrestles crocodiles, beats his wife, Judy, murders interfering policemen...
What? Okay, hold on. This is fantastic. So the character is called Punch, and Judy. Punch is very mean, very bad. He hits his wife with a bat and attacks police... Or what?
He wrestles crocodiles,
He wrestles crocodiles, because why wouldn't he?
His wife, Judy, murders interfering policemen and sometimes puts the baby through a sausage-making machine. But it's all wholesome.
What? Wait, what? Okay. This is very British. I can't. This would be seen as very, very strange in America. I'm having trouble coming to terms with this. Although, I think I just need to understand that it's a work of fiction. It's meant to be fun and funny. The audience participates. It's puppets. He puts his baby in a sausage maker. You know, just hilarious stuff here.
Some family fun. His famous catchphrase is, "That's the way to do it." Okay. Number 9.
Punch and Judy. No kidding. This list has not disappointed. We're through one thing. British customs that confuse everybody. I am so confused, but also intrigued, I have to say. All right, what is this? Mary Lwyd. Okay.
Mary Lwyd. The British Isles still celebrate a wide range of historic cultural traditions which differ from coast to coast.
What is it? Is this a horse? What is this thing? A horse in a robe?
In January alone,
no, it's a person. It's a person in a robe wearing a horse mask?
Citizens parade a straw bear through the streets of Cambridgeshire, read poetry over a haggis in Scotland, and burn Viking galleons in the Shetland Isles. But one of the strangest customs that survives today is a midwinter folk tradition originating in Wales. The Mary Lwyd is a mischievous white horse.
It is a horse. This is a Welsh tradition. Okay.
Or rather, a horse's skull attached to a pole, controlled by a person hidden beneath a white cloth, dressed with...
What? What? It's what? What is this? Horse's skull? With a robe controlled by a rope? Oh, okay.
With festive lights and streamers, she is paraded through the town at Yuletide, accompanied by wassailas.
Okay.
If she gains entry to your house, your household will be blessed with luck for the year.
If she gains entry into your house, no. I don't care. I don't care how much good fortune and luck this thing brings me. I'm not letting this into my home. It's a horse's skull. I mean, I know this is like, it's a cultural tradition. It's a custom that doesn't exist where I grew up, so it's strange to me. And it's normal for Welsh people to have a horse skull float into your house every so often for good luck. I understand that, but that being said, this is a strange one for me to wrap my head around, to wrap my horse head around.
Number 8. Dressing up posh and going to the races.
Oh.
Going to the races is not a tradition unique to the UK, but it's been around since Roman times.
Okay, this is finally, something that doesn't include putting babies into sausage makers or horses breaking into your home. It's just going to the race and dressing up nice. Is that a part of the custom? You gotta dress up posh. Even if you're not posh, you have to look the part. This is not something that's part of American culture. Like, you're kind of hard pressed to find areas of the U.S. that do have racetracks and stuff. And so, how common is dressing up posh and going to a race in Britain? Is that actually common?
Shows no signs of decreasing in popularity. As Britain's second largest spectator sport, horse racing is no longer the preserve of old men and aristocrats.
Really?
Across the year, hundreds of us get our glad rags on for a grand day out at Cheltenham, Aintree or Ascot, but there are over 60 racecourses across the UK.
Really? This is the second largest spectator sport in Britain? Is that true? I'm surprised, actually. I didn't know that. This was so popular.
Dating back to the 1920s. There's nothing casual about race day. Formal attire is a requirement. That's suits for the men and an opportunity for the girls to go all out.
Required.
When else do you get the chance to wear a proper hat nowadays?
It'd be kind of like, I actually kind of like that. It's almost a part of the pageantry. Part of the fun is dressing up, almost like in a costume or something, looking the part and going to a proper horse race or something and enjoying that. I like this. Okay.
Number 7. One for sorrow. Maybe it's the lingering influence of paganism, but the British can be a superstitious lot. The magpie thing, for instance, is getting entirely out of hand. Most people know the familiar rhyme, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, although you might not remember.
1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. I am most people, but I do not know that one. I don't know this rhyme, actually. What does that mean? It has to do with a bird?
All the way up to 13. But now it's also widely acknowledged that 1 magpie seen by 2 will bring joy to the both of you. And if you don't have a friend at hand, you can still cancel out all the bad luck by either saluting the bird or addressing it with the immortal words, "Hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your wife and children?"
What? So, okay. I think this bird is a magpie. That's the first bit of information you have to know, which I did not. That's a magpie. It has some kind of rhyme, nursery rhyme that goes with it, that it brings you and your, like, a partner or someone with you luck. But if no one's with you, you can say another phrase to cancel it out. This is fun. Is this well known in Britain? Because I've never heard of this before, or really never even really heard of a magpie before, to be honest.
You might get some funny looks, but it's probably worth it to put your mind at rest.
Okay, that's fun.
Number 6.
Okay.
Conkers.
Conkers.
In a simpler time, before all these newfangled gadgets, British children would spend many happy hours entertaining themselves with the seeds of the horse chestnut tree.
Okay. I'm just distracted by the name. Conkers. You're using nuts of the horse chestnut tree to put it on a string and like hit other nuts. I mean, back in the day, before we had, God forbid, before we had YouTube, I don't even know what we did back then, but apparently we played with nuts. Take that for what you will.
Tied to bits of string. Ah, the good old days, eh? But Conkers, the traditional children's game, is actually still played in Britain.
Okay.
There's even a world championship.
What's the game? So they're holding up a nut on a string, and you try to hit the nut with your nut and make it spin in a circle, or I don't know if they're gonna actually tell the rules. I'm interested.
When the conkers are ready, nice and big and easily cracked open, you
Okay.
can drill holes in them and thread them through with string.
Okay.
The aim of the game is to smash each other's conkers until they break. Using hardening methods such as baking, boiling, or painting.
You're trying to break the other person's conker? I love saying this word, conker. I've never heard of that. You're trying to break the other person's nut with your nut. Oh my gosh, this would instantly turn into the most immature but funny discussion if this became popular in America. You try to break their nut with your nut, or break both simultaneously, or what?
With nail varnish is considered cheating. Number 5.
And there's ways to harden your nut, but only in legal ways. I think that's one of I understand that. Of all the confusing things we're learning today, that I get it. You try to break their nut with your nut, and you can't put nail polish on your nut, or that's cheating. Nothing confusing about that. Okay, what else do we have here?
5. Dancing around the maypole.
Dancing around the maypole. I feel like I've seen this somewhere. I don't know if other cultures do this. Is this a British thing? Or do any other cultures do this? Like streamers coming off of a pole and doing a dance. I feel like I've heard of this, actually.
Maypole dancing is a spring tradition which still survives in many areas of Europe. In the
Many areas of Europe. Okay, that makes sense. Maypole.
UK, the practice dates back to before the 14th century.
Wow.
Nowadays, maypoles conjure associations with Merry England, Morris dancers, and May Queens, but they actually have quite a checkered history and have been outlawed on more than one occasion.
This has been outlawed? Dancing around a pole with strings has been outlawed? What kind of weird shenanigans are happening at these maypole events? Why would you need to outlaw this? Now I'm very intrigued.
Most May Day celebrations involve a maypole dance, of which there are many variations.
Okay.
This is usually executed by pairs of boys and girls who weave around each other in opposite directions until their ribbons meet at the base of the maypole. It can all get quite complicated and usually requires plenty of practice sessions to get it right on the big.
This, seems fun, innocent, something for children to take part in as well. And at the end, you end up with like a big pole wrapped in ribbon. Seems fun enough, cool enough. It's funny because in America, we don't really have any traditions like this stuff. Like now that I stop and think about it, we don't have cool traditions like this. Dancing around poles and dragging horse skulls around people's homes, or we really don't. We have a serious lack of interesting traditions. Now that I see this list, actually, I'm a bit jealous.
Big day. Number 4, Christmas crackers.
Christmas crackers. I did a video a while back on British Christmas traditions. And that's when I learned about Christmas crackers. It's not something you eat. It's not a cracker that you eat, like I thought. This is something that doesn't exist in America. It's like a thingy you pull apart, and it blows up very softly, and there's stuff inside.
Have you ever watched a British film or TV special set at Christmas time and been baffled by those colourful paper crowns everyone wears around the dinner table?
The crowns,
Then you're
right.
evidently not from the UK.
This
Here's the lowdown. Christmas crackers are not just some made-up magical item from the pages of Harry Potter.
Oh.
They're bought in boxes and laid out by each place setting at Christmas dinner.
It's like you use them at Christmas dinner? And I forgot there's like a crown inside as well. That's a whole thing.
At some point, you'll take a break from stuffing yourself with turkey and sprouts and pull a cracker with your nearest neighbor.
Oh.
The person left with the big end wins the contents.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. You do it at dinner with your neighbor sitting next to you, and when you pull it apart, whoever has the bigger end is the winner. There's a winner. I didn't know it was a contest.
That's usually a joke, a toy or puzzle, and the aforementioned paper hat, which you're obliged to wear, at least for a few minutes.
There's no choice in the matter. You have to put on the silly paper crown, at least for a little bit. You have to.
Number 3, Morris dancing.
Morris dancing. I had heard sort of the Mayfair pole thing. Morris dancing. This is, I'm not sure what this is. They're holding sticks, I think?
Every country should have a traditional dance, if only to wheel out on national holidays and confuse tourists.
Yeah.
Morris dancing is a rural English folk dance that can be traced back to the time of Henry VIII. Although
this is an English tradition specifically, where they're doing a dance with some sticks, I think.
It is thought to have originated even earlier. The dancers usually wear white or tattered jackets and attach bells to their shins. In small groups, they dance a series of rhythmic steps, usually to accordion music, over tobacco pipes set on the ground.
Oh, I like this. I like the bells on the legs. So they're like making a jingle-jangling beat as they dance around. I wish I could actually hear that.
They wave handkerchiefs and clap sticks and swords together.
Nice.
The dance style saw a big revival in the 1890s and then again in the 1950s and 60s.
Wow.
According to a 2020 survey, there are still around 14,000 Morris dancers in the UK.
Wow. Yeah, the narrator's completely right. Like, America needs to have some kind of folk dancing tradition or something. If nothing else, just to confuse other people visiting America.
Number 2, Bonfire Night.
Bonfire Night.
Remember the 5th of November.
Bonfire Night. I did a video about this a while ago now. This has to do with Guy Fawkes. The bonfire plot to blow up Parliament. Most Americans know this story a little bit. Especially from V for Vendetta. I can't even say it. The movie and the Guy Fawkes mask that's kind of become popular on the internet. A lot of Americans know about that stuff, but not about Bonfire Nights, which can get quite crazy, if I remember.
Gunpowder, treason, and plot. So goes the famous rhyme, which refers to a foiled attempt to blow up Parliament back in 1605.
Right.
Guy Fawkes was arrested while guarding explosives that were intended to assassinate the Protestant king, James I. We commemorate the event on Guy Fawkes Night, now more commonly.
It's interesting that his plot to blow up Parliament and blow up a bunch of people is celebrated, commemorated. Like, there's literally a holiday tradition built around it, where like fireworks and stuff are blown up, right? And I think don't you throw like dummies into the fire as well and burn them? I think.
Known as Bonfire Night. The history of the holiday is steeped in anti-Catholic sentiment, but nowadays it's just an excuse to light bonfires, set off fireworks, and celebrate the return of cold winter nights.
Okay, it's just more of a fun holiday, an excuse to blow stuff up, celebrate like the changing of the seasons. Okay.
We do still burn effigies, though. It's not unusual to see local kids dragging around a stuffed approximation of Guy Fawkes, dressed in their dad's old jumper, and asking penny for the guy.
Wow.
Number 1, cheese rolling.
Cheese rolling?
We're not saying the British are eccentric, but in Gloucestershire, every spring bank holiday, they hold a world-famous contest.
Oh my god, man. Look at these people just throwing themselves down this hill. This is disturbing. Like, you know, it's in good fun, but it's disturbing. You know, some of these people are just like breaking dislocating their shoulders and breaking their bones rolling down this hill. But it's for the cheese, for the honor. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Test which involves chasing a wheel of cheese down a hill. The Cooper's Hill cheese rolling and wake is believed to have originated over 600 years ago.
Oh my god.
It hasn't changed much in essentials.
Holy cow, look at this cheese go. This cheese freaking goes. And these people commit. Holy cow, are they committed to jumping down this hill.
It is believed to have originated over 600 years ago.
Oh my
It hasn't
God.
changed much in essentials, but now contestants travel from all over the world to compete. The rules are simple. The wheel of double Gloucester cheese gets 1 second head start down the 200-yard hill.
Dude, okay. Oh my god, I'm almost surprised they can show this on YouTube, to be honest. Some of these guys are just like, once they get halfway down the hill, they are just flying head over kilter down the hill, just bashing themselves every time.
The wheel of double Gloucester cheese gets 1 second head start down the 200-yard hill, and the chasers follow after it. It doesn't sound particularly high risk, but the ambulances are always on hand and get plenty of work to do. It's been described...
They have people at the bottom whose job it is to stop people, to block them and slow them down for safety. And they have ambulance on standby. Does anybody actually catch the cheese before it gets to the bottom? That'd be incredibly difficult.
Described as the world's most dangerous foot race, but it looks like lots of fun.
Do you agree?
I don't know if it does look like fun. It looks like a hoot, like a lot of fun to watch. Be there and watch it, and also just be cringing, like, oh my god. I don't know about participating in it, though. It's cool that exists. Like, that is actually a tradition to be kind of proud of. That is like, respect to that. That is like, you have to be freaking tough to participate. So it is cool, and looks very painful. We could never do that on our American healthcare system. Just wouldn't work. This video was by WatchMojo UK, and I gotta give it a like, because that was very enjoyable. A lot of British customs and traditions here that I had no idea about, and even though my reaction for a lot of these was kind of shock, sometimes almost disgust, or just being disturbed, that, I don't want that to take away from the fact that all of these traditions are cool and unique in their own way. They're just different. They're just not anything I've ever experienced before or seen. But some of them are more disturbing than others. I can't deny it. But all very cool that these are parts of British culture. Honestly, like I was saying, makes me wish that American culture had more weird stuff like this. It's fascinating, and it's a really cool, like, homage to tradition and the past, and I don't know, this was just super fun and interesting to learn about, so I'm glad I did. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like, or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these customs or British traditions. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to British culture, stuff about Britain that I have never learned before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.